You are going to have to ride in motorcades, in open-topped automobiles. And as you drive through the streets of towns and cities, I think it's rather silly myself, but be sure and lean back so your husband can be seen clearly. And oh, you must be careful not to grow too fat to ride 3 on a seat. And so now, Mr. Rogers, if you would like to come back, and Uncle Ted, perhaps these wonderful people would have something else to ask us about.
Thank you very much, Eleanor.
Oh, yes.
I think everyone appreciated your stories. I appreciated the letter you read, the complaint letter, because I got complaints about my column pretty often. Mostly they were about the grammar and the spelling, and I just had to say that I'm getting paid to write. I'm not getting paid to read it. You know? So I'm not going to change it. If they can do it, do it. But I know there are some members of the press out here that probably would like to ask you some questions, and we'd like to entertain those. If you have a question, this would be the time to ask, either to Mrs. Roosevelt or to the President, or I'd entertain a question myself. Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. Roosevelt, how did you deal with your husband's infirmity? Did you acknowledge it or try to keep it quiet?
Well, you know, Franklin was very, very sensitive to think that he was a capable human being. He was quite frightened of fire, for example. And he used to spend hour upon hour practicing rolling out of bed, crawling across the floor using only his arms. He was very strong in his upper body, you know, because he worked at that. And then he could crawl all the way across the floor, out the bedroom door, and down the stairs. He didn't want to have to depend upon someone else in order to save himself in case of fire. And so I think he worked very hard also to appear to walk, which of course he couldn't do it all by himself. But he had braces on his legs, and he would swing his body. He would be leaning on one of our sons very heavily, because that was really what was holding him up. And so that is how he wanted to approach it. He did not want people to perceive that he was in any way diminished because of that infirmity.
Yes, ma'am.
When I visit your home, President Roosevelt, in Sagamore Hill, and I go into that one, look in that one room with all the heads of the animals, it's a little contrary to sort of what we think about today with respect to hunting and conservation. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Conservation means as much use and development of a natural resource as it does preservation. I'll have you know that in that very house that you visit, you're familiar with the gun room upstairs. The Boone and Crockett Club was signed into charter in 1887, a club comprised of sportsmen hunters. They set about securing land for game preserves, setting hunting seasons, and bag limits. And they're still very active today. Does that help you a little bit?
Yes, thank you.
I might add that if you walk through the hallway to the one large room, you passed a set of rhinoceros horns. Well, that animal stopped a mere 12 paces before hitting me. Now, people often ask me, and I believe I heard you wondered about this once, Mr. Rogers, if I was a good shot. It's not particularly that I'm a good shot, it's just that I shoot often.
Well, I might say something. You know, I'm a very good shot. When I was at the White House, I wanted to be able to drive my automobile. And the members of the Secret Service had a great deal of difficulty with that. And they said, oh no, Mrs. Roosevelt, you can't possibly drive yourself around in a car. And so I argued with them, and at last they agreed that I could drive my car by myself if I would agree to carry a pistol. And so
for you.
They got me one.
My niece.
And yes, exactly. I'm sure I learned this from you. I learned how to shoot it. I was a very good shot. And I always kept it in the glove compartment of my automobile, but I didn't put any bullets in it, and I never got it out. And so no one was in any danger. Whereas that is not the case with you, Uncle Ted.
An empty gun is a useless gun.
I never had a gun myself. After I lived in New York, there's so many people shot, I was kind of afraid of it.
Well, you had an
People
advantage
shot,
because
well, people, you know.
you could rope them instead.
In 1 week, there were 4 innocent people shot in New York City.